Good morning, Grand Forks. Thank you for tuning into this morning edition weather update. My name is Justin Storm and I'll be your host. Taking a look at our sky cam, looking like a nice morning out there. Mostly cloudy for the area, but by no means is it warm. We're sitting right around negative 14 degrees with a slight wind out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. So hopefully it'll begin to warm up here soon. Why don't we take a look at our headlines now? We have a weekend snowstorm that will be working its way through Saturday that will affect spring break traveling. A weekend warm up that will persist into next week and more snow in the future. We'll talk about that here in our 7-day forecast. But for this time of year, again, for this North Dakota winter, we're sitting below averages, almost 17 degrees below average, sitting about 11 degrees for a high today. Records back in 2000 and 2003. And by no means are we getting anywhere close to the extremes, but we are below average. Sunset at 6:22 tonight. Into U.S. temperatures now, you see Grand Forks sitting at negative 14 degrees, Portland at 37, most of the United States being dominated by this cool blue in the mid 30 degrees, Miami being our warmest spot at 65 as usual this morning. But into our satellite and radar, not a whole lot to talk about. We do have a few showers stretching from South Dakota all the way into Kentucky. But for most of the United States, relatively nice day for them. A few showers out here in the west, but in our area, we just have a few passing clouds. Really no significant snow or anything to talk about, just clouds and mostly cloudy condition for all of North Dakota and Minnesota. But into our futurecast now, like I said, we're just going to be expecting those clouds to be rolling through this afternoon and into tomorrow. But come Saturday, we do have another snowstorm that's going to be working its way into the central Great Plains, affecting South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and possibly even Iowa if it decides to push a little further south. That we'll keep you updated on as it gets closer to our area. But right now, it's looking like heaviest banding being from Marshall, Fargo, through Duluth, back down to Minneapolis. That we'll show you here in just a second. But this is going to work its way out Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. We'll get a high pressure system work its way over North Dakota, which should bring clear, dry conditions for Grand Forks Monday and Tuesday. But back into the snowstorm again, heaviest banding being from Marshall up to Fargo, through Brainerd and Bemidji up to Duluth and back down to Minneapolis, looking like almost a foot of snow for central Minnesota, 6 to 8 inches for Fargo to Bemidji area, and about 5 inches up here in Grand Forks. Western North Dakota expecting about 6 inches in Bismarck, 3.5 in Minot. Now these numbers can change as we get closer. We'll keep you updated this afternoon and tomorrow on snow totals for the area to give you the best idea for your traveling conditions. But right now, again, that heaviest banding being from Marshall, Fargo, through Brainerd, Bemidji, Duluth, into Minneapolis. But we'll be sitting around 8 degrees this afternoon for Fargo and Grand Forks area, Western North Dakota being around 10 degrees, and most of Minnesota being in those mid-teens for all the area. Now you see these temperatures aren't going to vary a whole lot into the afternoon, expecting a high of around 11 degrees for the Grand Forks area. Again, those mid-teen digits for Minnesota, 10 degrees out in Western North Dakota around 6 o'clock tonight. And as we go into the overnight hours, again, these temperatures don't drop a whole lot thanks to a south wind, which should keep us relatively warm, around 3 degrees by about midnight tonight. But that'll bring us into our forecasted high temperature today of about 11 degrees, mostly sunny with that south wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, again, cooling off to about 2 degrees, mostly cloudy again with that south wind at 5 to 8 miles per hour. And tomorrow, a warm 23 degrees. It will be the beginning of spring break for many university students out there with a south wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And into our 7-day forecast, you see it begins to warm up on Friday. That snowstorm, which will be affecting many spring break travels into Minnesota and South Dakota and North Dakota Saturday and Sunday. And we begin to warm up again Monday, sitting almost at 30 degrees on Tuesday and Wednesday. But we do have another chance of snow coming into Wednesday afternoon.